What's up, y'all? It's Drill Sergeant Lynch. I'm back again with another motherfucking video. I know it's been like 3 weeks, but I promise y'all I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. You know, whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna keep coming back and letting y'all know what's going on in basic training, man. Drill sergeant life, all that good kind of stuff. Y'all got any kind of questions at all? Feel free to leave questions in the comments. I know there's a lot of people getting ready to go to drill sergeant school. I haven't been to drill sergeant school, you know, in 2 years, so there's a new process that they got going on. I'm not used to that process, so I probably won't be able to give you much input on what's going on with that. But feel free to ask me any kind of questions about being a drill sergeant, basic training. Those of you who might be going to basic training, feel free to ask, man. I want to thank y'all for stopping by this page. Make sure you comment, make sure you like and subscribe. I know right now we're up to like 843 subscribers, 864 subscribers right now, so I think that's pretty good for me only making videos. Well, we got 4 months. We should probably be a little bit more than 800, but that's on me because I don't put out as many videos as I could be putting out. So, but anyway, today what I want to talk to y'all about is the changes in Army basic training because of the virus that's happening. So I'm gonna just jump right into it, man. The very first thing that you might notice that's way different than how it used to be is you will actually see trainees walking around in civilian clothes. I'm talking about blue jeans, shorts, gym shoes. They may have cowboy boots on. You know, you may see some trainees walking around in civilian clothes when they first come to in process on their Army base. I don't know if it's the same on all Army bases, but I do know that some Army bases, the very first thing that they're going to start doing, the very first thing that they might do is send them to, you know, a medical facility so that they can get scanned and make sure they don't have any symptoms of the virus. And some of them, they might even be actually getting checked for the virus before, right? Like almost one of the first things they do when they get to the base. Okay, so that's two things. The first thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna go in, they're gonna get checked to make sure they don't have the virus. Second thing you might see, because they don't have their Army clothes yet, is people walking back and forth wherever the case may be, being led by drill sergeants in their civilian clothes. You rarely ever see that active duty basic training in their civilian clothes, like in the area of operations. Maybe in the reception, you'll see them walking around in civilian clothes. But even that, you know, one of the first things they do is get their military uniforms, as far as a PT uniform or their Army combat uniform. You won't be getting that right away as soon as you get there. You got it in process while you're getting tested and make sure you don't have any of the symptoms. From there, drill sergeants come pick you up and they bring you straight to your basic training unit, straight to a basic training unit. It used to be where the very first place you would go is to reception. The first thing you do is go to reception. Reception, you know, they do their whole process right there. I think reception, you know, maybe a week at the longest. I remember when I was in basic training, I was probably in reception for maybe 3 or 4 days at the most. So, but from now, you don't even go to reception. You don't go to reception anymore. You go straight to your unit after you get tested. If you come up positive, there's a process for that. If you come up negative and then you get to your unit and somehow come up positive, there's a process for that. I don't want to talk about that right now. I just want to talk about the changes that I see when I'm on my way to work every day in basic training nowadays. So that being said, they don't go to reception and get their gear right away. You see them walking around in civilian clothes. Once they do happen to get some kind of Army uniforms, whether it's their PT uniforms, you will start to see people, and like I've seen it, PT uniform and the freaking boots. I see that because they don't yet have their PT shoes yet. So can you imagine how crazy that looks? A PT uniform with some green socks and some boots on, right? That's how it is now. That's what could happen when you go to your unit in basic training. Also, since they're on it's called controlled monitoring. What they're doing, this process, what they're doing, while they don't send you straight to your reception. So controlled monitoring, as I've seen a lot of what they're getting field feed, where the food gets picked up from the dining facility, gets brought back to the barracks, and then served to the trainees there at the barracks. I've seen groups of trainees walking around with their food outside, and this is going to happen anyway in the Army, especially when you go to the field. you're gonna get field feed out there. You're gonna get your food brought to you, and you'll eat out there in the field while you're training. So it's the same thing, except they're not really in the field, but they're walking around in groups, and social distancing from one point to another. You'll see them walking from a tent, getting their food, and going and walking to wherever they're gonna freaking go eat at. Another thing that I've seen, change number 3 or 4 that I've seen, since they don't go to the reception, and normally in reception in your first 2-3 days there, the males are gonna get their hair cut, and females are gonna be taught how they need to wear their hair. Males are walking around with shoulder length hair, afros out to here. They're walking around like that. Because they don't yet have their haircuts. They don't yet have their military haircut yet. So that's the way that it has to be right now, just so we can make sure that we are doing everything that we can to stop the spread of the virus going on. Issued masks. The units are getting issued masks. I know that we didn't get masks issued when I first came in basic training. The virus was not around. We didn't get issued masks. But I see issued masks. I know because of the virus and because of the social distancing, all formations are totally different now. They're like double arm interval every time, instead of them being one arm length, double arm interval. Some of y'all probably active duty already know about that, how they do the formations nowadays. We got to keep social distancing, even in the formations. Inside the barracks now, there has to be what's called the hot zone and the cold zone. The hot zone is the side of the barracks where the trainees, only the trainees and the drill sergeants, a few drill sergeants are allowed to go. The cold zone, they're not allowed to go over to the cold zone, but the cold zone is the side where the unit cadre will be allowed to come in and out of the barracks and do their daily duties. But since they're not there to pick up the trainees, the way that they have it so they can make sure that they don't potentially catch the virus or any symptoms of the virus is staying away from the trainees until the trainees have been isolated and we can ensure that they don't have the virus. So when you get inside your barracks, the controlled monitoring, you will see plastic sheets as if maybe somebody was painting in a house and there was a wall knocked down or something. They didn't want you to go to that side of the house. They put up a plastic sheet, and they do what they gotta do, Velcro, duct tape, all that good stuff, and they put the plastic sheet up. That way it stops trainees and potential viruses or for the symptom to get to one side of the barracks. So the people who do not have and who know they don't have the virus, they're separated in the barracks. One more thing that's going to be changing, right? So it used to be that the drill sergeant, at the end of the night, there would be at least one drill sergeant that stays in the barracks the whole night with all the trainees, right? Instead of that happening now, since a group of drill sergeants are going to be accepting the trainees once they get here, and there's no telling within that first 2 or 3 weeks if anybody has a virus or if anybody's going to pop up with the virus, those drill sergeants that were there to receive the trainees, they're going to be spending the night at the barracks for these whole 3. They're going to be living in the barracks now. Drill sergeants live in the barracks for the first couple of weeks of receiving the trainees in basic training. Didn't used to be that way, and that's how it is now. Showering, eating there, all that good stuff. Living in the barracks, waking up in the barracks every morning, doing what they gotta do. So yeah, there's a lot of different changes that's happening in basic training. I just wanted to get up here and let y'all know what was going on, because it's been a minute since I've done a video for y'all. We're busy. We're trying to get it done. I've had my focus other places. But, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. I'm still going to come through and let y'all know what's going on. I want everybody to make sure y'all stay safe. If you haven't yet, comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Stay updated every time I upload a video, every so often. Y'all make sure y'all stay focused. Y'all make sure y'all stay motivated. And I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. Drill Sergeant Lynch. I'm out.